Hello, I'm Priscilla Pope, Unit President of First St. Charles United Methodist Women. Thank you for joining us as we present our 2021 spring meeting, United Methodist Women Engaging in Social Action. Our program purpose today is to introduce you to the 2021 through 24 social action campaign issues. The information we are presenting came from the UnitedMethodistWomen.org website or Response magazine. For more than 150 years, Methodist women organized for mission have worked in the name of Jesus to take positions on social justice issues and change legislation, systems, structures, and practices considered unjust and oppressive. Today, we continue to build on this foundation as we work on the following campaigns. Just energy for all. Be stewards of God's creation. Work with companies and governments for clean, renewable energy through a just and equitable transition. The school-to-prison pipeline. Move local decision makers to address the criminalization of children and youth of color and reduce racial disparities in school discipline. A living wage for all. Advocate for municipal and state legislation that builds the base for a living wage for everyone. End maternal mortality. Call on healthcare workers, lawmakers, and advocates to fund maternal mortality review committees and implement recommendations in hospitals and communities.
Many women are unable to access proper health care prior to, throughout, and after pregnancy. African American women have the highest rates of maternal mortality, dying at 3 to 4 times the rate of white women. Since 2000, the maternal mortality rate in the United States has increased 26.4%. The only developed country whose rate did not decline.
Come live in the light, shine with the joy and the love of the Lord. We are called to be light for the kingdom, to live in the freedom of the city of God. We are called to act with justice. We are called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another, to walk humbly with God. Come, open your
John 16:21, when a woman is in labor, she has pain because her hour has come. But when her child is born, she no longer remembers the anguish because of the joy of having brought a human being into the world. Matthew 18:10, beware that you do not look down upon a single one of these children, for I tell you that in heaven their angels have constant access to my Father. Health care for women and children is at the heart of United Methodist Women today and has been since the organization began. In 1869, Dr. Clara Swain was sent to India to provide quality medical care for women. Today, United Methodist Women continue to support the health and family needs of women and children around the globe. Women are still dying in childbirth. In 2014, at the United Methodist Women's Assembly, it was reported that 250,000 women around the world die each year during pregnancy and childbirth, largely because they lack access to a proper health facility and healthcare workers, or they have no say in their own reproductive decisions. The maternal mortality rate between 1990 and 2015 has declined for countries in the developed world by about 50%, recorded as 4 to 9 per 100,000 births. However, in the United States, the rate has increased 26.4%, the only developed country whose rate did not decline. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the mortality rate for African American women is 2.7 times higher than Caucasian women, equating to 28.4 deaths per 100,000 pregnancies for Black women versus 10.5 deaths per 100,000 pregnancies for white women. African American women do not have a higher prevalence of pregnancy-related illnesses, but have a higher mortality rate for these illnesses due to socioeconomic disadvantages, lack of prenatal and postpartum care, lack of timely transfer to higher level care facilities, delay of diagnosis, treatment, and rapid emergency response, lack of maternal education. While maternal mortality is significantly more common among African American women, lower income women, and those living in rural areas, pregnancy and childbirth complications bring death to women of every race and ethnicity at all socioeconomic levels. Maternal care in the United States is among the costliest in the world. Giving birth in a hospital can cost upwards of $4,000. Additional prenatal and postpartum care can cost upwards of $9,000. Funding through Medicaid expansion will provide needed better health care and education for women. One of the solutions to address this issue is for states to establish maternal mortality review committees. In December 2018, the Preventing Maternal Deaths Act was signed into law in the United States. The law provides states and grants to create or expand maternal mortality review committees. These committees will then have the capability of accurately attaining reliable and consistent data about maternal deaths. Only 2/3 of states currently have these review boards in place. This bill outlines how review committees should be made up and how deaths are found and counted in order to receive funding. Going forward, we must make sure our states establish these review boards. We must make sure that the recommendations that come from such reviews are implemented. We must continue to work to ensure all women have access to quality health care and that systematic racism doesn't lead to poor health outcomes for women of color. And as we pledge, we must keep our sight on the well-being of women, children, and youth. Finally, it is the right of every woman to have a safe and clean delivery and have access to good health care. To learn more about maternal mortality, go to UnitedMethodistWomen.org/maternal child health.